The hardest moment of my life was not losing my husband. It was realizing that my own daughter no longer saw me as family. My name is Evelyn Harper, and I am 68 years old. After spending more than 30 years as a nurse in Atlanta, I thought I understood pain. I had comforted strangers through their darkest days, but nothing prepared me for the heartbreak that came from my own home. My husband Michael and I were married for over 40 years. Before he passed away, we shared one dream: building a small lake house where our family could gather, laugh, and create memories together. After losing him, I decided to make that dream come true. I used my savings and retirement money to build a beautiful home near Lake Oconee. I chose every detail myself, from the wooden floors to the green front door Michael loved. That house was not just a building. It was a piece of our love story. The first summer was perfect. My daughter Claire, her husband Ryan, and their children spent time there. We cooked, laughed, and enjoyed moments I believed would last forever. But slowly, everything changed. Ryan began acting like the house belonged to him. He suggested changes without asking and started making decisions about my property. Then Claire became distant. The daughter who once needed me suddenly treated me like a stranger. One Thanksgiving, Claire pulled me aside and said, "Mom, since we use the lake house more than anyone, maybe you should transfer it to us." I could not believe what I was hearing. The house I built after losing my husband. The house I paid for. The house filled with memories. My own daughter wanted me to give it away. I refused. A few weeks later, I received a letter from an attorney asking me to sign over ownership. That was when I realized they were serious. Months passed, and they slowly pushed me out. They changed the locks, and when I drove to the lake house, my key no longer worked. I stood on the porch I built, holding a key that opened nothing. I called Claire, and she said she would send me another key. She never did. That night, I remembered Michael's words. Someday we will have a place where nobody can tell us to leave. But there I was, being pushed away from the place I created. The next morning, I checked my documents. The house was still legally mine. I called my attorney, who told me, "Evelyn, they cannot take something you never gave them. For years, I had protected everyone else. Now it was time to protect myself." I called Claire one last time and asked if I could visit the lake house. She hesitated. "Mom, Ryan's parents are staying there." Maybe another time. That was my answer. I was no longer being treated like family. I was being treated like someone who was only valuable when I was giving something. So I sold the lake house. A few days before the 4th of July, Claire called in panic. "Mom, what happened?" "There are strangers at the lake house." I calmly replied, "I sold it." She was shocked. I told her, "You changed the locks. You told me not to come. You made me feel like a guest in my own home." So I created a life where I would never feel unwanted again. For the first time, I chose myself. With the money from the sale, I did not buy another house. Instead, I took 5 women who had spent their lives caring for others on a peaceful trip by the ocean. We laughed, walked on the beach, and remembered that our lives still mattered. One woman said something I will never forget. Maybe we were never asking for too much. Maybe we were just asking the wrong people. She was right. Later, Claire contacted me. She apologized, but then she asked me for financial help. I read the message and realized she still did not understand. The problem was never the house. The problem was that she forgot my worth. Closed the message and went back to making peach jam. Following Michael's old recipe, that day, I learned something important. A house is built with walls, but a home is built with love, respect, and people who make you feel wanted. I lost a lake house, but I found my peace. And sometimes, the greatest victory is not seeing someone lose what they wanted. It is building a life where you no longer need their approval.